Welcome back. Millions of people pray for money every single day. They ask for a promotion, a successful business, or simply enough to pay the bills. Yet, for the vast majority, these prayers seem to go unanswered. They feel like they are speaking into a void. If God is infinitely wealthy and infinitely generous, why are so many sincere prayers for financial help seemingly ignored? Today, I am going to explain exactly why your prayers for money are being blocked and, more importantly, how to fix it. Before we get into the solution, I want to invite you to explore the Torah Millionaire Business School. This is a complete 14-module educational program that explores the Torah, Talmud, and Kabbalah perspectives on money, work, and stewardship. It is designed to help you align your financial life with divine principles. You can find the link in the description below. Now, let us begin. The reason your prayers for money are being blocked is not because you are asking for too much. It is because you are asking for the wrong thing. In the Jewish tradition, prayer is not a transaction. It is not a cosmic vending machine where you insert a request and receive a product. Prayer, or tefillah, comes from a root word meaning to judge oneself or to align oneself. When you pray for money simply to consume it, to buy more things, or to inflate your ego, your prayer is misaligned with the divine purpose of wealth. Let me tell you about Cornelius. Cornelius was a struggling entrepreneur. He had started 3 different businesses, and all 3 had failed. He was deeply in debt and desperate. Every morning, he would pray fervently. He would say, "God, please give me $1 million. I promise I will be good. I promise I will not waste it. Just give me the money so I can be free from this stress." Cornelius's prayers were sincere, but they were entirely self-centered. He wanted the money to escape his problems and to prove to his friends that he was a success. He viewed wealth as an end in itself, a prize to be won. His prayers were blocked because the universe does not fund ego projects. The divine flow of abundance is designed to circulate, not to stagnate in the bank account of someone who only wants to consume it. One day, Cornelius was complaining about his unanswered prayers to a wise elder in his community. The elder listened and then said, "Cornelius, you are asking God to make you a reservoir, but God only blesses channels. A reservoir hoards water until it becomes stagnant. A channel allows water to flow through it, nourishing everything in its path. Why should God give you $1 million if it is just going to sit with you?" The elder introduced Cornelius to the concept of tzedakah, which is often translated as charity, but actually means justice or righteousness. He explained that wealth is not given to us for our exclusive use. It is given to us in trust so that we can distribute it to those in need. If you want your prayers for money to be answered, you must change the nature of your request. You must stop asking to be a reservoir and start asking to be a channel. Cornelius decided to change his prayers. Instead of asking for $1 million for himself, he started praying for the resources to solve a specific problem in his community. He noticed that many single mothers in his neighborhood were struggling to find affordable childcare so they could work. He prayed, "God, give me the resources to build a business that can provide affordable childcare for these families. Make me a channel for your provision." The shift in his prayer created a shift in his consciousness. Because his goal was no longer selfish, his anxiety decreased. He started looking at the world differently. He was no longer looking for ways to extract money from people. He was looking for ways to serve them. Within a few months, Cornelius met an investor who was passionate about early childhood education. The investor loved Cornelius's vision and provided the seed money to start the business. The childcare center was a massive success. It solved a real problem, and as a result, it became highly profitable. Cornelius achieved the financial freedom he had always wanted, but he achieved it by becoming a channel for others. His prayers were finally answered because they were aligned with the divine purpose of wealth. This is the secret to unblocking your prayers. You must attach your financial request to a higher purpose. When you pray for money, you must clearly articulate what you intend to do with it that will benefit others. You must show the Creator that you are a safe investment, that the wealth will not stop with you, but will flow through you to bless the world. Consider the story of Vivian. Vivian was a talented artist who was struggling to pay her rent. She prayed constantly for a big commission, for a gallery to discover her, for someone to buy her paintings. But her prayers were driven by fear and scarcity. She wanted the money so she could stop worrying. Vivian learned about the concept of dedicating her work to a higher purpose. She realized that her art was a gift and she was hoarding it. She decided to change her approach. She started praying, "God, let my art bring joy and healing to those who see it. Give me the financial stability I need so that I can create more beauty in the world." She also took action to align with this new prayer. She started volunteering to teach art classes at a local community center for underprivileged children. She was giving away her talent for free, trusting that the universe would provide for her needs. This act of selfless service unblocked the flow of abundance in her life. One of the parents of the children she was teaching happened to be an interior designer for a large corporate firm. The designer saw Vivian's work and commissioned her to create a series of paintings for a new office building. The commission was large enough to pay Vivian's rent for a year. Her prayer was answered because she had proven that she was a channel for blessing, not just a reservoir. The Torah teaches us that God desires to bless us. The verse says, "I will open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing until there is no more room." But the blessing must have a place to go. If your life is entirely focused on your own needs, your own desires, and your own comfort, there is no room for the blessing to flow. You are a closed system. To unblock your prayers, you must open the system. You must create a vacuum that the universe is eager to fill. You do this by making commitments before the money arrives. Do not say, "God, give me money, and then I will give to charity." Say, "God, I commit to giving 10% of whatever I earn to this specific cause. Now, please provide the resources so I can fulfill my commitment." This is the practice of Maser, the giving of a tenth. It is not a tax, it is a spiritual partnership. When you commit to giving a portion of your income away, you are making God your business partner. And God is a very good business partner. When you prove that you can be trusted with a little, you will be entrusted with much. Let us look at the story of Reginald. Reginald was a middle manager who felt stuck in his career. He prayed for a promotion and a raise, but year after year he was passed over. He was frustrated and resentful. He felt that he deserved more money because he worked hard. Reginald learned about the power of making a spiritual commitment. He decided to test the principle. He identified a local food bank that was struggling to keep its shelves stocked. He prayed, "God, if you grant me this promotion, I commit to funding the food bank for the next year. I will use the extra income to ensure that no family in this neighborhood goes hungry." Reginald did not just pray, he acted as if the prayer had already been answered. He started volunteering at the food bank on weekends, building a relationship with the organization. He aligned his energy with his commitment. A few months later, a senior executive position opened up in his company. Reginald applied, and to his surprise, he was chosen over several more experienced candidates. The promotion came with a significant salary increase. True to his word, Reginald immediately set up a monthly donation to the food bank. His prayer was unblocked because he had attached it to a purpose greater than his own ambition. The reason so many prayers for money are blocked is that they are rooted in the illusion of separation. We believe that we are separate from others and that our wealth is for our exclusive benefit, but the Kabbalistic view is that we are all connected. We are all cells in the same cosmic body. When one cell hoards resources and refuses to share them with the rest of the body, that cell becomes cancerous. The body's immune system will naturally block resources from flowing to that cell. But when a cell uses its resources to nourish the surrounding tissue, the body will send more resources to that cell because it is supporting the health of the whole. When you pray for money with the intention of blessing others, you are acting as a healthy cell. The universe will naturally route more resources through you. So, how do you fix your blocked prayers? You must audit your intentions. Why do you want the money? Be brutally honest with yourself. If the answer is just to buy a nicer car, to go on a better vacation, or to feel superior to your neighbors, your prayer is blocked. You must elevate your desire. Find a cause that moves you. Find a problem in the world that breaks your heart, and then pray for the resources to solve that problem. Pray to become a channel. Pray to become a distributor of divine wealth. When you make this shift, you will feel a change in your energy. The desperation will fade. The anxiety will disappear. You will no longer be begging a distant God for a handout. You will be stepping into your role as a divine partner, ready to manage the resources of the universe for the benefit of all. This is the secret to unblocking your financial life. Stop asking for money to consume and start asking for resources to distribute. Become a channel and watch how quickly the universe fills you to overflowing. Thank you for watching. May your prayers be aligned with divine purpose, and may you become a powerful channel for blessing in the world. Shalom. To truly master the art of unblocking your prayers, we must explore the concept of kavana, which means intention or directed focus. In Jewish prayer, the words you say are important, but the kavana behind the words is what gives them power. If you recite a prayer for wealth perfectly, but your kavana is rooted in fear, greed, or a desire to prove your worth to others, the prayer lacks spiritual lift. It is like a bird with clipped wings. It cannot ascend to the higher realms. The most powerful kavana for financial prayer is the desire to reveal the divine presence in the physical world. This is known as Kiddush Hashem, the sanctification of the name. When you desire wealth so that you can build a business that treats its employees with extraordinary dignity, you're sanctifying the name. When you desire wealth so that you can fund schools, hospitals, or community centers, you're sanctifying the name. When your financial success becomes a testament to the goodness and abundance of the Creator, your prayers become unstoppable. Consider the story of Bartholomew. Bartholomew was a real estate developer who had experienced a string of bankruptcies. He was a devout man who prayed daily, but his prayers were always focused on his own survival. He would pray, "Please, God, let this deal close so I do not lose my house. Let this project succeed so I can finally have some peace." His prayers were entirely defensive, driven by the terror of failure. Bartholomew's turning point came when he studied a text about the purpose of the physical world. The text explained that the material world is not a necessary evil to be escaped, but a raw material to be elevated. Wealth is the tool we use to elevate the material world. Bartholomew realized that his defensive prayers were missing the point. He was asking God to save him rather than asking God to partner with him in elevating the world. He changed his kavana. He started a new project, a housing development in a neglected part of the city. His prayer changed from, "Please let me make money on this," to, "Please give me the resources to transform this blighted neighborhood into a place of beauty and safety. Let this project be a source of blessing for the families who will live here." This shift in intention changed everything. Because his goal was no longer just his own survival, he approached the project with a different energy. He was more creative, more resilient, and more persuasive when speaking to investors. The city council, sensing his genuine commitment to the community, approved his permits faster than usual. The project was a resounding success, bringing life back to the neighborhood and bringing significant wealth to Bartholomew. His prayer was unblocked because his kavana had shifted from self-preservation to world elevation. Another critical element in unblocking your prayers is the practice of hakarat hatov, recognizing the good, which we often translate as gratitude. But hakarat hatov is more than just saying thank you. It is the active recognition that everything you currently have is a gift. If you are praying for $1 million while complaining about the apartment you currently live in, your prayer is blocked by your ingratitude. The universe operates on the principle of resonance. Like attracts like. If you are vibrating at the frequency of complaint and dissatisfaction, you will attract more situations to complain about. If you are vibrating at the frequency of gratitude, you will attract more blessings to be grateful for. You cannot pray for abundance from a state of lack. Let us look at the example of Isabella. Isabella was a freelance writer who was struggling to find high-paying clients. She prayed for better opportunities, but she spent most of her time complaining about the low-paying clients she currently had. She felt she was too talented for the work she was doing, and her resentment bled into her writing. Isabella learned that her ingratitude was the very thing blocking her advancement. She decided to practice radical hakarat hatov. She started treating her lowest-paying client as if they were her most important client. She poured her best effort into every article, expressing silent gratitude for the income, however small. She stopped complaining and started blessing the work she had. The change in her attitude produced a change in her output. Her writing became more vibrant and engaging. One of her low-paying clients was so impressed with her new level of dedication that they recommended her to a major publication. That recommendation led to a contract that tripled her income. Isabella learned that the gateway to the next level of wealth is always paved with gratitude for your current level of wealth. Furthermore, we must address the issue of timing. Often, we feel our prayers are blocked when, in reality, they are simply being delayed for our own protection. The Talmud teaches that sometimes God delays a blessing because the vessel is not yet strong enough to hold it. If you pray for a massive business success, but you lack the leadership skills, the emotional maturity, or the financial literacy to manage that success, the wealth would destroy you. In these cases, the unanswered prayer is actually a profound mercy. The delay is an invitation to prepare your vessel. If you are praying for wealth and it is not arriving, do not assume you are being ignored. Assume you are being prepared. Use the waiting period to study, to build your character, to improve your skills, and to deepen your faith. Think of Nathaniel. Nathaniel prayed for years to become the CEO of his company. He was ambitious and driven, but he was also impatient and prone to anger. He lacked the emotional intelligence required to lead a large organization. His prayers for the top job were consistently blocked, and he watched as others were promoted ahead of him. Instead of becoming bitter, Nathaniel sought out a mentor. The mentor helped him see his blind spots. Nathaniel spent the next 3 years working intensely on his emotional regulation, his communication skills, and his ability to build consensus. He stopped praying for the title and started praying for the wisdom to be a good leader. When the CEO position opened up again, Nathaniel was ready. He had done the internal work, he was selected for the role, and under his leadership, the company thrived. He later realized that if his initial prayers had been answered, he would have failed spectacularly. The delay was the very thing that ensured his ultimate success. So, if you feel your prayers for money are blocked, take a step back. Examine your kavana. Are you asking to be a reservoir, or are you asking to be a channel? Examine your gratitude. Are you blessing what you currently have, or are you complaining about it? And examine your readiness. Are you truly prepared to handle the wealth you are asking for? When you align your intentions with divine purpose, when you cultivate radical gratitude, and when you commit to preparing your vessel, the blocks will dissolve. You will no longer feel like you are speaking into a void. You will realize that you are engaged in a dynamic, loving partnership with the Creator of all wealth. Stop praying for money to escape your life. Start praying for resources to elevate your life and the lives of those around you. Become the channel that the universe is looking for. When you do, you will find that the flow of abundance is not only unblocked, it is unstoppable. Thank you for joining me. May your prayers be pure, may your vessel be strong, and may you become a conduit for infinite blessing. Shalom. To truly master the art of unblocking your prayers, we must explore the concept of kavana, which means intention or directed focus. In Jewish prayer, the words you say are important, but the kavana behind the words is what gives them power. If you recite a prayer for wealth perfectly, but your kavana is rooted in fear, greed, or a desire to prove your worth to others, the prayer lacks spiritual lift. It is like a bird with clipped wings, it cannot ascend to the higher realms. The most powerful kavana for financial prayer is the desire to reveal the divine presence in the physical world. This is known as Kiddush Hashem, the sanctification of the name. When you desire wealth so that you can build a business that treats its employees with extraordinary dignity, you're sanctifying the name. When you desire wealth so that you can fund schools, hospitals, or community centers, you're sanctifying the name. When your financial success becomes a testament to the goodness and abundance of the Creator, your prayers become unstoppable. Thank you for joining me. May your prayers be pure, may your vessel be strong, and may you become a conduit for infinite blessing. Shalom.